Hello, let's read the story about Aladdin. Long ago, in the ancient city of Agrabah, there lived a beautiful princess named Jasmine. Jasmine was the Sultan's daughter. She loved her father very much, but she did not care for Agrabah's laws. The city's customs said that Jasmine had to marry a prince before her next birthday. The Sultan had been trying to find a match for Jasmine, but the prince chased away every suitor who came to visit. Jasmine wanted to marry for love, not duty. Jasmine longed to be free, but she had never even seen beyond the palace walls. Early one morning, she crept into the garden, disguised in a long cloak. "I'll miss you," she told Raja, "but I can't stay here and have my life lived for me." With the tiger's help, she climbed over the palace wall and made her way to the marketplace. Jasmine had never been any place so busy. She loved it. The princess saw a hungry child and gave him an apple from a stall. Jasmine had never needed to buy anything before. She did not realize that she had to pay the fruit seller. "Stop, thief!" shouted the man, seizing the princess. Luckily, a boy named Aladdin had seen everything. He leaped to Jasmine's rescue. Aladdin led Jasmine to safety of the roof. As he gazed at the beautiful girl, he knew he was falling in love. "Where are you from?" he asked her. "What does it matter?" Jasmine replied. "I ran away." Before Aladdin could say any more, the royal guards stormed up the staircase and arrested him. Jasmine could not let the boy be punished for her crime. "Release him, by order of the princess," she cried, pulling back her cloak. "The princess!" gasped Aladdin. The chief guard explained that his orders came from Jafar, the Sultan's top advisor, and with that his guards dragged Aladdin away to the palace dungeons. Meanwhile, Jafar was gazing into his magic hourglass. Jafar had heard of a cave of wonders deep in the desert. Inside was a magic lamp that would give Jafar the power to rule the kingdom. But Jafar had the problem. Only a diamond in the rough could enter the cave. Just then a vision of Aladdin rose in Jafar's hourglass. He was the one. Oh, look. Jafar disguised himself as an old man and went to the palace dungeon. He offered Aladdin riches beyond belief if he would get the lamp. Aladdin longed to escape his life on the streets and agreed. As Aladdin entered the cave, he heard a voice say, "Touch nothing but the lamp." Inside the cave, Aladdin and his monkey friend, Abu, found a magic carpet. "Maybe you can help us," Aladdin told the carpet. "We're trying to find this lamp." The carpet led Aladdin to a lake deep within the cave. At the center of the lake sat the lamp. Aladdin reached for the lamp. Just then Abu saw a statue holding a glowing gem. Enchanted, he reached for the stone. "Abu, no!" Aladdin shouted, but he was too late. The ground shook and the cave floor turned to hot lava. Catching Aladdin and Abu, the carpet soared toward the cave entrance, but the entrance was sealed. They were trapped. Aladdin held up the lamp. "What's so special about this dusty old thing?" he wondered, rubbing it clean with his hand. Suddenly the lamp started to glow. A cloud of smoke billowed from its spout, and a genie appeared. The genie told Aladdin that he could have 3 wishes. Then, to prove his powers, he helped Aladdin and Abu escape from the Cave of Wonders. Free at last, Aladdin thought about his first wish. But what he truly wanted was to marry Princess Jasmine. But she would never marry a poor street boy. "Genie," he said, "I wish I were a prince." With a wave of his big blue hands, Genie transformed Aladdin's clothes into clothes fit for a prince. "We'll call you Prince Ali Ababwa," he said. The genie turned Abu into an elephant. Then he conjured up a grand parade with musicians, fireworks, and dancers. When they arrived in Agrabah, Aladdin hopped onto the magic carpet. He soared to the Sultan's throne and announced that he had come to marry the princess. But Jasmine was not impressed. She thought he was just like all her other suitors. Sticky pages. Here we go. Wow. That night, Aladdin crept up to Princess Jasmine's balcony. He apologized for his behavior. Then he took her for a moonlight ride on the magic carpet and soared through the air, leaving the palace far behind. Jasmine felt as free as the birds that flew beside them. By the time they returned, she knew that she had found a prince she wanted to marry. The evil Jafar had other plans. His plan to get the lamp had failed, but he could still rule the kingdom if he forced Jasmine to marry him. Jafar ordered his guards to throw Prince Ali into the sea. As Aladdin sank beneath the waves, the lamp fell from his turban. Using Aladdin's second wish, the genie saved his master from drowning. Freed from his chains, Aladdin raced back to the palace. But Jafar's bird, Iago, got hold of the magic lamp. He brought it to his master, who wished to be the most powerful sorcerer in the world. Out of the corner of her eye, Jasmine saw Aladdin. She tried to distract Jafar, but he was not so easily fooled. Did you think you could beat the most powerful being on earth? Jafar snarled. That gave Aladdin an idea. The genie has more power than you'll ever have, he taunted. Jafar knew that the boy was right. Using his final wish, he asked to be turned into a genie, but Jafar had forgotten that genies live in lamps. Aladdin held up the lamp and Jafar was pulled inside. He had been defeated at last. Jasmine knew that Aladdin was not a prince, but she didn't care. She loved him. See how happy Aladdin made his daughter. The Sultan declared that she could marry whomever she wished. Aladdin and Jasmine celebrated. Then, with his third wish, Aladdin granted the genie his freedom. Jasmine smiled. She knew that they would all live happily ever after. The end. Thanks for reading with me.